Hello, here's something I made the other day. I'm welding up some tubing for a turbo intercooler, and I kind of thought that constantly repositioning and only getting about 1 inch of weld at a time was difficult and time consuming, and the piece I'm going to build has a lot of joints in it, so I thought maybe it'd be easier to build a rotary table out of some parts I had. So down in the shop we had this old elevator door operator, not being used, probably never be used again other than for the occasional spare part, but they don't really break, so it's just been sitting there unused. So I brought it home. It's got a DC motor, which is easy to control, and belts do some speed reduction, and it's got good bearings in it, so it's very well supported. This aluminum pulley is very stiff. And if we go around the inside, you can see just a standard pillow block bearing there, so it's easy to replace if it goes bad. Ground clamp just goes right to the shaft, so I got a good ground. This old resistor tube in here is how I slow it down. Now I'm running it about as slow as I can. I'm jumping out most of that resistor with this jumper, so only this amount of the jumper is in effect. So I think what I'd like to do eventually is get rid of this motor and mount another gear, a smaller motor with a gearbox, and then just hook a pulley on this shaft inside here, and then I could close it all up. I'd make the ground clamp permanent, and I'd also be able to, I'll put it on a stand so I can rotate it, kind of flop it back towards me, and then I'd have a horizontal rotating table to weld from. Right now it's running off of a battery, so that's a 230 volt DC motor, so I'm giving it 12 volts, and that's running, it's not happy running at such a low voltage. It's kind of a little bit inconsistent in the speed, so a little bit of improvement can be made. It's kind of a trial, and just using the stuff I have laying around. So here's how it works. So far it's all right, except my welding's not very good, and adding one more component to the process was harder than I thought it would be. It's hard enough doing it without running another foot pedal, but here's the foot pedal, and then that makes the motor spin, runs the belt, and with the unistrut and the angles on there, I can hold some pretty odd shapes, and then I just move this out of the way or position it as necessary, so I've got something to rest on, so that while I'm welding, I can stay nice and steady, keep my distance proper, and then with the other hand feed the wire. And then if I need to pause, I had to add the pedal because it was getting away from me. It just, like I said, it's difficult enough for me to weld without adding the foot pedal, and even though the speed is slow, it would be faster, and I'd get flustered and screw it up. So being able to stop, calm down, reposition, get started, start back up, and then start spinning it again, that made an improvement. So I successfully completed one weld with it, where at least the results are okay. So that's one weld. Yeah, it's ugly, but it's sealed up and it holds, and it's just intercooler piping, so it'll be fine. All right, I'm gonna gear up and try and show some welding.